Oh. Annyeong everyone! This is my new segment, Katie in Korea!
Please hang up and try again.
So, a couple of you have been asking for me to do a video about my culture shock now that I am living in South Korea. This is a really hard subject for me personally to talk about because I don't really feel culture shock the way I guess others maybe do. I don't know. My situation is different from a lot of people who necessarily, I mean, I don't know everyone. Maybe some of them it's the same. I don't know. But for me, I have been to Asia before. I went to Taiwan. I immersed myself in Korean culture to the point where our entire apartment was like a little slice of Korea for quite a long time. I'm used to the culture a little bit at least already. But I can tell you at least some of the issues and strange things that I've had to deal with or go through since I've been here. First thing I've had trouble with since I've been here. And I've only been here for 2 weeks, so just remember that, okay? 2 weeks. The money. I'm okay with learning new and foreign currency. I've done it a couple times before. It's okay, but being foreign and not knowing the money has caused me at least a few mistakes. Case in point. The other day I went to E-Mart to go shopping. E-Mart. It is so crowded there, it's ridiculous. So, fighting through the crowds, getting my stuff is stressful enough, especially since I don't know where anything is yet. I'm still fairly new. Get up to the checkout counter thing and I'm prepared. Like, okay, I know the 1,000won and 5,000won and 10,000won, and you know, I feel like I've got it, right? I've got it in my head. But then it comes to the point where I've got to get stuff, you know, set up just right, and then I've got to bag my own stuff, and then they ask me a question. And the question is, do I want to buy a bag? But I don't know the word that they're using for bag. How did I not learn this in Korean class? What were my teachers thinking? Bag. The word for bag that I have learned is kabang. Kabang, bag. Okay, great. They do not say that word. They do not say kabang because I think it's different. Like the plastic bag that you get at the grocery store, that's a different word. It's a different bag, so they don't use kabang. But I don't know what word they're using. So I'm like, do with myself, get it all right. They asked me a question. They show the bag. No. I have my own bags. I have these little cutesy things that zip out like this. Pig guts. I got my pig guts bag. I don't need to buy a bag because you do have to buy them here. They're not just gonna give it to you for free. Alright, so fine. I get through that. Okay, no, I don't need a bag. I'm good. Alright, we're good. Then they ask me another question. And it's always slightly different depending on where I go. But basically it's do you have like a rewards card or like a saving card or something like that? Still, I don't always know these words. So I'm thrown off again. Every once in a while I get it. I'm like, oh, card, the rewards card. No. 없어요, 괜찮아요. That's okay. I can do that. But sometimes I'm just like, can you say that again slower? Please. But it's fine. I get through that. It's time to pay. She tells me how much it is. Now, I know the money. I know the names for the money. I do. I really do. But when they say it, my mind goes blank. But it takes me that long. And while I'm going through remembering how much I need, they're sitting there and they're looking at me like, this phone. It's that one. They've actually reached over and looked into my wallet and been like, this one. I know which one it is. I just need to remember the word associated with the money. I can do it, but I can do it. Just give me a minute. So, to finish this story, let me get an object lesson. For a crash course for some of you who do not necessarily know Korean money. This right here, this little blue one, this is 1,000won. 1,000won. Like $1, essentially. Close. 5,000won. $5 bill, right? Like, look at this thing. Look at it. It's so cute. It's so pretty. It's got sparkly things on it. I love it. Then we got our manwon. 10,000 won manwon. Okay, you got that, right? There's another one I don't have right here because I spent it. But that is your O manwon. And it is similar in color to this one. It's like a little bit bigger. It has a lady on it. It's like a more yellow. But it's similar to the old Ton one. The lady tells me it's like, I don't remember how much it was. It was like 30,000 something won. I can't remember. All I know is like, okay, cool. I'll just use, I thought, the old one that I have in my wallet. It would be fast. I can finish packing up my stuff because there's this other lady who's already coming over and is like, move. All right, fine. So I grab it and I'm like, oh, okay. Do the hand thing. You gotta do the elbow. You gotta do it like this, okay? So I do it, give it to her, and I'm like, put myself in the bag, and then she's like, oh no, this other one. So the lady that had come behind me is like, no, this is 5. You need the other one. It's the yellow one. And I'm like, I thought I knew what I was doing, and I didn't. Being a foreigner is hard sometimes. I've been able to figure it out, but I make a lot of those mistakes. Every day I make mistakes, and that is probably the most culture shock I've had, is the amount of mistakes I make on a daily basis because I don't know what's going on. I think I know what's going on, but I really don't know what's going on. Recycling. Okay, this one is a bit of a foreign concept to me. We recycled at my house. Don't get me wrong. We tried to recycle as much as we could, but there's just, you know, a lot of times I'm like, oh, this is dirty. I don't want to clean it out to put in recycling, so just... Nobody cares. I think my dad cared, but I didn't care. Here, no. You will get scolded quite ferociously if they catch you doing something wrong with their recycling, which is understandable. They need to recycle, and it's really annoying to other people who have to go through that and deal with whatever you're too lazy to do. So I've had to try to be a little less lazy with my trash, and I hate not being lazy. I'm way too lazy to try to not be lazy. So, in South Korea, they've got very much like a social mindset. Everything is pretty social with them. When you go out, you need to go out with someone. Preferably a boyfriend. If not, with someone. I get stared at a lot in South Korea just because I'm foreign. But I feel like I get stared at twice as much if I try to go out to eat or go someplace, anywhere, usually anywhere, alone.
You don't do that.
Even in coffee shops, which is, you know, a little more okay to go alone. I feel like I need to take it to go, because if I sit down at that coffee shop alone, it's not just the, it's a foreigner kind of stare. It's not that kind of stare. It's like the, oh, the poor foreigner. That kind of stare. I can't handle that stare. You can stare at me all you like. You're just like, oh my gosh, look at that girl. I don't care. You can stare at me. I'll stare at you. You know, even, whatever. But don't pity me. I'm okay with being alone. I'm alone a lot. I like it. But in Korea, it's a little less socially acceptable. And that's kind of frustrating for me.
Stop pitying me. I'm fine.
Here's another one that just makes me laugh. Not as much as shock necessarily, but it's interesting and very different. So, when I go up to someone at a store or something like that, I'm preparing myself to speak Korean. So I'm going up and I'm like, okay, this is how you say it, this is the way you say it, like, this is the possible response I could give, you could do this. Like, I'm hyping myself up to speak Korean. The lady or man or whoever I'm coming up to sees me coming, they're like, oh, it's a foreigner. Okay, English, I can do English. And they're prepping themselves. So they're prepping to do English and I'm prepping to do Korean, and we kind of meet and they usually do try to at least start in Korean. I'll give them that. They give me the benefit of the doubt that I might actually be able to understand, or they're just too tired and they don't want to try English. So like the other day I went to the cafe, Cafe Bene. I love Cafe Bene. And I went up to order and they're like, "Poterikayo?" Like, what can I get for you? Like, and I'm like, oh, mango latte hana 주세요. Basic Korean. And they're like, oh. They don't understand me. I need you, girl. Camera died. Anyway, pretty much I find it difficult to communicate because I know just enough Korean to like do basic stuff, but it's just under the ability to actually communicate. So. Also, it's only been 2 weeks, right? And yet already, if I see another foreigner around, I stare. What are they doing here? It's another foreigner. They're a teacher. They look like they know what they're doing. They gotta be, they gotta be living here. They gotta be a teacher or something. They gotta do something here, right? Yeah, I do that already. It's gonna get worse. And I live in Seoul, like the middle of Seoul. There's foreigners everywhere. Why would I stare? People stare at me too, though. Even foreigners, other foreigners do. I was on the subway the other day, just minding my own business, sitting there, and this foreigner girl and a Korean guy were standing on the other side of the car in the subway. And I just sit down and I'm like, do, whatever, just go look at my phone, it's fine. And they're like, like, what? You have a foreigner friend there. So Korean guy's got no excuse. The foreigner girl, why? Like, a curious stare maybe. Like, oh, it's not foreigner. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. Why are you staring at me like, I don't know. Like I'm doing something wrong. I always assume that when people are staring at me, I'm doing something wrong. So I'm like, do I have something on my face? Am I sitting in the wrong seat? Is there something falling out? Like, what am I doing that is so interesting that you have to stare at me to that degree? A thought occurred to me though, because the other day when I was out and about in Seoul, looking around, we were near Gyeongbok Palace at King Sejong's statue, and we were just touring the little museum that's under there, me and my friend. And while we were underneath in the museum, one of the dear minions, hello, came up to me and said hi. And she's like, oh, are you Katie? And I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you know my name? Do I look like a Katie? I don't know. And then she told me that she's watched me on YouTube. And I was like, oh, my first time outside of a concert setting. So it was really cool to meet her and to see that and everything. But now I'm starting to wonder, are some of these people who are staring at me, like, do they think they recognize me? Or am I just really that interesting? I don't know. I kind of don't believe either one. I don't think I'm interesting. And I thought I would never get recognized in South Korea because, I don't know, I don't think I'm that interesting. There's really not much else that's really, like, shocking me. But there really is nothing. I love Korea. I love living here. I love the culture, how nice and welcoming everyone is, even though I make mistakes on a daily basis, like, almost constantly. It's okay. They're okay. And there's sometimes, like, at the convenience stores, they see me coming, I take my stuff up, and they're just like, you know, it's fine. I say goodbye to them and they're like, oh, they can speak Korean. It's shocking to them. And I understand. Like, a lot of foreigners, I've been surprised how many come, and even while they're here, they don't even try to learn Korean. That's my culture shock. Like, why would you move to another country and not even try to learn their language? I find that really kind of arrogant, to be honest. So if you're coming to Korea, you're a teacher, you want to come to Korea, learn some Korean. Even if it's like basic Korean, just learn something, or be willing to learn something, because like expecting everyone here to know English, first of all, is not true. Most people don't know English, and even though they've taken it like high school, whatever, they're not good at it. It's like Spanish. When we take Spanish in high school or whatever, like, do you really remember your Spanish that you took in high school? Same thing. They learn English in high school, they don't really know it. They know some words, they can point, but you're in Korea. When in Korea, do as the Koreans do. Also, it's really helpful as a teacher to know at least some basic Korean, because your kids, they will talk behind your back. It's helpful to know at least some Korean, okay? I'm not great at Korean, but I can still do it, and I'm still learning, and I'm trying really hard, and you can too. That would be my advice to you, to avoid culture shock. Do research, learn Korean, like, you know, and be willing to make mistakes, because I think that's probably the biggest reason why I don't feel culture shock right now. Maybe I will later, I don't know. But right now, it's not that big a deal to me. I make mistakes, I learn from them, I don't do that again. Be okay with making mistakes and just get over it. Just move on. Thanks so much for watching the very first episode, or installment, or whatever I'm going to call this, of Katie in Korea. Here's what I need from you guys. Tell me what it is you want to know, because I don't always know what it is you want to know about Korea because I'm here and it's like, okay, that's cool, I don't know. What do you want to see? I will be doing vlogging at one point. I've been so busy. But in the meantime, let's talk. Let's tell me what you want to know and I can talk at you for a little bit. I can do it. Okay, 오빠, time to say goodbye. 수고했어요. 이따 보자.